Hey, what's up? It's Tati and I'm back with another review of AEW Dynamite. Tonight we started off the show with the Young Bucks being escorted to the hospital via ambulance. We do have Adam Page, who was not attacked, get onto one of the ambulance to go to the hospital with the Bucks. Kenny Omega obviously is upset, and we have Don Callis trying to calm his ass down. Obviously, watching this, you would definitely assume that it was the Blackpool Combat Club that attacked them, since they don't show what happened. And they basically started off the show with no information at all with what happened. So throughout the night, I was just pretty sure that it was the BCC that attacked them. And I was a little bit excited about that. Why? Because I really do want Kenny to get away from the Bucks. Now, together, I think there are a great trios. However, I think Kenny is better off by himself. Let's get into the matches of the night. First match of the night was Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Sting versus The Butcher, The Blade, and Kip Sabian. I'm going to say this first off, is that The Butcher, The Blade, and Kip, they all deserve much better than what they've been getting. They are really great workers and they really deserve to get the better end of the stick. And I'm just tired of seeing really great wrestlers not getting what they deserve. However, this was a really great match to start off the night. The crowd was behind it. Can you believe it? Sting turned 64 2 days ago, and he's in the ring and he's moving around like he's at least in his like mid to late 30s. Like, he's doing an amazing job. I honestly, I really can't believe it. But this was a great match. I had fun with this, but I just feel like, damn, you already knew going in who was going to win this match. And I really do feel like, you know, Kip and Butcher and Blade, they really deserve so much better. It's really disheartening to see how they're being used. They're doing their job to the best of their ability. But, I mean, they can be monster heels and still win matches and come on top at least once in a while. And we just haven't really seen them do anything great with them at all. Especially with Kip. I think he was a great signing for the AEW. But they haven't done much with him. So that's a little bit disappointing. But either way, you already know Orange Cassidy, Darby, and Sting end up taking the win. Sting did imitate Orange Cassidy during this match. It was a little bit weird to see, but it was fun to see Sting having a little fun in the ring. Sting does end up picking up the win for his team via a Scorpion Death Drop, and it just is what it is. It was a great match, but a little disappointing to see how they're booking some of these guys. Up next, we had the Guns versus Top Flight. I didn't like this one. I really feel like the Guns are kind of out of place as far as being tag team champions. And the reason why I think that's the case is because AEW tag division was pretty solid, especially with the last few teams that were champions. So then the Guns come out being champions this time, and it just seems like they kind of don't fit in with the teams that we've had holding gold. So honestly, I expected Top Flight to carry this match, which I do feel like they did. But the Guns are champion. It shouldn't even be like that. They should be having matches, and whether they're heel or not, we should be like, yeah, they deserve to be champions. And tonight, I just really didn't feel like that at all. They end up actually taking the win after the Kingdom interferes into this match, helping them win. Which makes sense because the Kingdom is having a bit of a feud with Top Flight right now on ROH. So I wasn't surprised about that, but at the same time, I feel like that doesn't really help the Guns as far as what they can do in the ring. I really feel like they need to spice up the AEW tag division, like what I see them doing with ROH right now. I'm just not feeling the Guns as champions. Now, after that match, we do have FTR that comes out, basically trying to negotiate a title shot with the Guns, and the Guns keep saying no. And then Dax said something like, if they have a match with the Guns and they end up losing and not becoming champions, then they have to leave AEW forever. to be honest, I didn't even really care about that at that point. They're playing off what the dirt sheets are saying right now about how in April they're going to be leaving. They might go to WWE or whatever like that. So they're playing off that whole thing. Are they going to end up losing that match and being gone from AEW? Probably not. It just wasn't really interesting how they came about throwing that idea out there. But to be honest, I would prefer for them to win so they could take the gold off the Guns. I just not feeling them as champions. Up next, we had Hook versus Stokely Hathaway. Now, Stokely Hathaway came out with some weird gear that kind of looked like he was part of the Nation of Domination, probably like a cleanup crew for the Nation. He looked absolutely ridiculous, and I know this is all for shits and giggles. So, you know, I wanted to have fun watching this. Now, is this match supposed to do something for Hook's career? Absolutely not. Nobody's gonna look at Hook and be like, yeah, you beat Stokely Hathaway, you really got it going on. No, Stokely Hathaway, he's nobody on the roster. He's just a mouthpiece, so this does nothing for Hook. However, if you don't like Stokely and you want to see him get his ass kicked, then this is something for you. Now, this match was absolutely just not needed, but I guess you can say it was fun. Stokely took some really nice bumps, so you can tell he's probably been, you know, getting some practice in or whatnot. At the end of the match, we do have Hook going for a pin, and then Hook breaking that pin himself so you can put Stokely into the Red Room. And Stokely wasn't even conscious at that point, so obviously the ref had to ring the bell. Backstage, we do have the Firm. They're all watching on the TV, and they just all look shook as hell and disappointed that Stokely didn't win. But then now we have them hyping up Ethan Page, talking about, oh, you can beat Hook. I know you can beat Hook. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing that probably next week, or maybe on Rampage, Hook versus Ethan Page for the FTW championship. But I don't see Hook losing any matches anytime soon. This match wasn't really great. Up next, we had Adam Cole coming out to talk about whatever the hell he wanted to talk about. Every week is, oh, Adam Cole is returning. Adam Cole will be here in a couple of weeks. Adam Cole. To be honest, I felt like they just overdid it. We did not need to hear about this every single week. Either way, Adam Cole comes out, and it's time for story time with Adam Cole, baby. And I'm already over it. And then we have Daniel Garcia that comes out. And to be completely honest, I was kind of surprised, because as far as being Adam Cole's first opponent back, I would not have really considered Daniel Garcia. Now, I do really think that he's been doing really great for himself as a singles competitor when we're not really thinking about the Jericho Appreciation Society. But it was a little bit of a surprise that Daniel comes out and he's talking about that while Adam Cole was injured playing video games at home, he was putting in the work. And that is true. He did put in the work, and he did make a name for himself. And he had really great matches, especially with Wheeler Yuta and with Bryan Danielson. He even almost called himself a pro wrestler. Then he called himself a sports entertainer. The exchanges between these two, I did really enjoy. But like I said, I probably would have not guessed that Daniel would be his first opponent coming back after his injury or whatnot. So yeah, they'll be having their first match next week on Dynamite. I do expect it to be a pretty good one, because like I said, Daniel Garcia has been holding it down for himself, so I guess he will be a great competitor for Adam Cole for his first match back. Now, after that, we do have an update on the Bucks. They're still in the hospital. But what I found what was interesting was Don Callis telling Kenny Omega, you know, don't think about the Bucks right now. This is the best thing that could have possibly happened to you, because, you know, we need you to focus on being a singles competitor rather than being part of a trios. And to be completely honest, I completely agree. I think he is best when he's on his own. So I agreed with Don with this one. But Don, the way his tone was saying that was very heelish, even though he was making a lot of sense. Kenny didn't really seem to agree, but he had no choice but to let the whole Bucks thing go, because his match obviously being the main event, then he had to stay focused for it, and that just made me feel a little bit more hyped about the main event. Up next, we had Jon Moxley versus Stu Grayson, and I've been saying this, the Dark Order working with the Blackpool Combat Club is fucking helping them. Whether they're losing or not, well, they're losing everything, but it's helping them look so much better. And between all the matches that they had, this was probably the best match. We really got to see, like, Stu Grayson, he left AEW. I don't know what he was up to, but he has come back, and this is, I think, his second match back, and he is really showing why he should be back in AEW, and he's doing a tremendous job, and he is absolutely a solid wrestler, and we really got to see this tonight. This was not the match of the night, but right after the match of the night would be this one. They had a really great match, and guess what? Moxley was not bleeding. For everybody who's so concerned about Jon Moxley blood count, he's doing fine. He did not bleed tonight. Well, at least I don't remember seeing that. They put on a really great match. There was a part of the match where Stu Grayson did a 450 splash, but Moxley was way further than halfway, in the middle of the ring. So he was like a little bit further out, and I was like, there's no way he's gonna hit this, and he actually hit it really, really well. I was really impressed with Stu tonight. And then we had Dark Order. They were ringside, and I just felt such a difference in their presence. I can't wait to see where this storyline is going with the Dark Order. Even though Grayson did not get the win for this, every week they're looking so much better. I can't wait to see how these guys just flourish as a team, as individuals. I really think this is working out for them really, really well. So this match, definitely check it out if you like. Up next, we had Toni Storm versus Sky Blue. And let me just be honest, I didn't pay attention to this. I really didn't. I felt like we already seen this, because what, Sky Blue went against who, Ruby recently? It just felt like something we've seen before. I was checking emails. I went to the bathroom. Like, I just felt so uninterested with this. So I'm not even gonna act like I saw the whole match. But what I can say is that I think it's inevitable that we knew that Sky Blue was going to lose. And I feel like she's been improving a lot, but because they're really trying to get over with this outcast bullshit storyline, that we're gonna keep seeing these girls winning regardless on whoever they put them in the ring with, which is kind of getting annoying. And I just feel like AEW is just doing that, and it just doesn't make sense. Like how we have the Blackpool Combat Club going against the Dark Order, even though BCC is coming on top as far as winning, the Dark Order is still winning in a way where it's like they're getting better and better, and more people are coming behind them. It's not the same with this storyline with the Outcasts and the AEW girls. It's like we really don't see the advantage of their opponents going against the Outcasts, and it's kind of annoying. I'm over it. Sky Blue loses this match. Right after that, they went to attack her. So then Willow Nightingale and Riho comes out, and Riho coming out with this pipe that's bigger than her, and to go attack the Outcast. And it's basically obvious that we're gonna see a trios match with these 6 girls. It's nothing interesting, to be completely honest with you. I hate how we only get to see the women's one time throughout the show, and y'all kind of putting this mediocre bullshit with them. It's really disappointing. Alright, y'all, main event time. Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo, and oh my god, this was exactly what I expected, and it went a little beyond my expectations as well. The first thing I want to say here is that if you're expecting for Vikingo to be signed by AEW, that's not happening. The AAA will not let him go, that's for sure. And number 2, the impression that I know he made on fans is absolutely insane. What these two did in the match was insane. Matter of fact, I would really say that he was in control for a probably majority of the match. A little more than half of the match, he was definitely in control. He started off really strong. Like Kenny Omega coming down to the ring, like he was like, fuck it, I'm not waiting for you to come down to that ring, I'm gonna meet you. And the match just started, and I like that. Right off the bat, he was showing control in this match. I really do like Kenny, like I said, as a single competitor. So yeah, I wanted him to win, but it was so close, neck and neck, where it could have been either of these two guys to win. It is so hard for me to describe this match. The best thing I can say is go see it if you did not see it. It was actually really great. I just saw the match for the second time. I really enjoyed this. Now, I would have given this match an A+. However, I'm going to give it like a B+. So while you would hear Meltzer say I give it 6.5 stars or whatever bullshit, I couldn't give it a full 5 stars, and I'm gonna tell you why. Maybe this is just me being a little bit nitpicky or whatever, but real talk, I really felt like at times, especially with Kenny, it seems like I could see him thinking. I can see him hesitating. I can see him waiting for the spots to come on. And I don't know if people don't realize, like, we can see that on TV. Like, watching it on the screen, we can really see you just standing there waiting for your opponent to do something. Like, I really don't like that. And I know I might sound like I'm just being a little too critical, but the truth is that really took away from giving a really excellent match 5 stars, because it just felt like Kenny was waiting. Now Vikingo, sometimes I kind of felt like that with him too, but he was on the go, like the Energizer Bunny. Like he just kept moving and moving, and I like that. Like he came in with a plan and he was gonna execute it all the way through. But it just seems like, in a way, Kenny wanted to put him over, especially with a lot of these spots. And when he did that, he just took too long. He just hesitated, and it just, to me, it just didn't read well for TV. For people who are watching it at home, maybe if you were in the crowd, it probably didn't seem like that, but on TV, it definitely ran that way. Now, this match, I really do feel like people would want to see El Hijo de Vikingo to come back. I definitely do. I would love to see him with a lot of competitors, and one of the first ones to say something was Sammy Guevara. Now he's somebody I would like to see in the ring with him. We do have Kenny hitting like 1,000,000 V triggers before he finally hit the one winged angel and ended up taking the win, but it still felt like this match could have been a little bit more perfect. But this is definitely one of the best matches I've seen this year. However, right after that, we still had drama. So after the match, Kenny, you know, he is showing respect for El Hijo de Vikingo. You know, basically is trying to show the crowd he did a great job, blah, blah, blah. And then Tony Schiavone comes in and he's about to start asking questions. And Kenny don't even get like a whole sentence out. And that's when the BCC come out and put a can of whoop ass on him. And while that's going on, we hear sirens going on. And we don't see anything at first. And then we see the ambulance from earlier coming back to the arena. And then it stops. And it's Hangman Adam Page coming out the driver's seat. And he has something in his hand. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was like a 2x4 or something like that. He comes out. While he's taking a little bit of time for him to get from outside to the ring, BCC still is beating up on Kenny. And then he comes into the ring. BCC fall back. And then it got a little bit weird. So now Kenny, he's beaten up, so he's not really paying attention. Don Callis come in the ring. He's trying to make sure Kenny's all good. And Hangman is in the ring with that 2x4, whatever it was in his hand. So then Don Callis, he made it seem like Hangman had pushed him. And then he's pointing to Hangman, telling Kenny, oh, he pushed me or whatever. So now Kenny's like, what? You putting your hands on my uncle? Like, what's up? And Hangman's like, no, it's not like that. And, you know, all that really has to happen is for them to play a playback, and then Kenny would see what happened. But in the moment, Kenny is believing Don, and rather than kind of joining forces with Hangman in the ring, him and Don just leave, and he's kind of helping Don, like as if it was Don that was in that match. And it was just like, what the hell? It just felt a little bit flat with that part, but I get where they're going, and I like where they're going. Definitely Kenny is just going to be out on his own from now on. We got Don, who is being full-blown heel, and he's going to be getting into Kenny's head. He's going to, you know, make Kenny exactly what he should be. I don't know if he's going to go to the you know, going for the AEW world title. I don't know, because we do have the 4 pillars that kind of seems to be next in line, but it seems like we're gearing towards that, and you know what, I'm not mad at that at all. Overall, I did enjoy a few things about this. Definitely the main event was really great. I love how they tried to be consistent with the BCC storyline. Oh yes, I forgot this. So after the match with Jon Moxley and Stu Grayson, we had Stu, he's in the back getting medical attention, and they're checking him out, and out of the blue you see somebody's hand on Stu's shoulder. Then the camera pans out, and then you see is Jon Moxley, and then he just started beating his ass up. Then the BCC, they all came out beating the medical personnel as well. Oh my god, I just love that visual. BCC is being exactly what I hoped they would be. I love heels, and they're doing amazing at that right now. But either way, I just love how they're going with certain things. The women stuff, I'm over it. Over it. But everything else, I think they're doing okay. I need to see Orange Cassidy defending that international title. I don't want to see no trio, no tags, no nothing. He needs to be defending that or give it to somebody else. Overall, the show was alright. If you didn't see the main event, please go see it. It's so damn good. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow for the ROH TV show. And then Saturday is Rampage. Not Friday, Saturday. See ya.